Welcome back. Now you have a blog. Now it's time to make it function the way you want it to. You can see here this is where we left off. I'm going to just take a quick look out at my blog just to show you what I do in my thought process. Here's my blog. And what I have across the top here are links to a bunch of pages I have. I pretty much think pages are the stuff that's not going to change. So I put my schedules, my links, things out there that are more like you would have on a website. Down here are my blog posts. Over here are some links to some social media stuff. I'm honestly thinking I'm going to remove those anyways. This is a big one. It's a follow by email, where parents can put in their email address, and every time I make a post, they get notified. I have what is also called a Twitter feed, which is when I make a post, it updates my Twitter account, and anybody who's following me will get that. Then I have a couple websites here that I have tagged that every time those websites put up a new article, they publish the links here. So it's a good notification for me. I actually see them come up and I read them, and if anybody else is interested in those, they can read them as well. And again, my blogs are down the center of the post. So it's a pretty simple thing. And when you go up here to the different grade levels, you'll see what I got here under 5th grade. This is a project we're working on. I think the 4th grade one is a past project. And you'll see an instructional video here and stuff. So you can set this up any way you desire. So let's go back to Blogger and take a look at how you do this. This is all going to be in the layout section. And just work your way from the top down. Generally the nav bar, that's what the nav bar is. I just turn it off. If you like it, you can keep it. I turn it off. Here's that header I have. And remember how I said you could change that title? Here's where you can change it. I'll change it to Mr. Walsh's class blog. And if you want to put a picture on here, you can. Just be aware. It will do some shrinking or stretching of your pictures. The image has to be, or should be, to make it look good, about 760 pixels wide, and I would go with about half that tall. If you're not into image manipulation, you can try things and see what it looks like, but if it's not like a panoramic type picture, it usually doesn't look that great. That day that we come in here for a class, that's one of the things we can work on, is some image manipulation. But I'm not going to put a picture in there now. I'm just going to move on. The next one is add the gadgets. So I'm going to click on add gadgets. And if you noticed on mine, I had all those tabs I could click on to get out to my pages. I'm going to click on that pages right there. And right now I don't have any pages made yet. So you get what you get. That's all we get now. I'm going to show you how to add pages in just a minute. And I think that's fine for there. I'm going to come down to this gadget over here. I'm going to click. And I'll go through these gadgets and see if there's anything else I like. Here's the follow by email. Don't worry about the order. We can move these around in a minute. And it'll take a second to load it in. And this is the feed burner, so it knows what to put, so you'll be fine. And I'm going to save it. Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm going to add another gadget over here. And let's see what else we can do. There's a search box. Some people like those. Slideshows are nice if you want to add a slideshow over there. Poll is kind of cool, but I don't put it on a general design. I add them when I want to poll people. Links list is good. And I think that's about all I'm going to go with for now as I look through these. Maybe a newsreel. But if you look on these, they're pretty self-explanatory. There's a few more on the more gadgets. Again, there's a Facebook button. The Daily Puppy, I guess you could put that on there if you wanted to. And you go through and just see if there's anything here that you think you like. Oh, hot models, we can do that. I don't think that would work too well. And there's not really too much in here. So I'm going to bump out of this. And if you can add some gadgets down below, we're going to get the same things, but some of these are better. So like I'll put the Google followers down the bottom here. Okay to that. And like I said, don't worry about these. They're easy to remove and bounce around later. And I would go with only a few in the beginning and see how you like it. And I'll put a feed here. And this is where you would put in a website. I'll put in www. Not really an appropriate one, but this is where you would put in New York Times, KathySchrock.com, whatever one you want. It's not going to take that. I don't really have one off the top of my head I can put in there, but that's how I got that list of articles down the side of mine. Alright, so that's pretty good. I'm going to take a quick second here. I don't like blog archives. I'm going to remove that. It's going to warn me not to, but it's okay. And you can move these things around. You can put your About Me up here first if you want. And I'm going to save the arrangement. And it looks like it's saved, so I can review my blog. And there's my Follow Me. In a second, we're going to make some pages in the next movie, and you'll see your pages show up along the top right here. Alright, so I'll see you in a few minutes after you get this done, and we'll add some pages.